The situation in Ukraine by the end of September 5, 2022. Russian rocket troops and artillery attacked targets in Gasichevka, Yanzhulovka and Mikhalchyna Sloboda of Chernihiv region, as well as in Novaya Huta, Bachevsk, and Yastrebin, Sumy region. In the Kharkiv direction, the Ukrainian command continues to gather forces to attempt a local offensive. In the evening, to the west of Balakleya, a convoy of Ukrainian armed forces equipment was seen, which also included tanks. WAF shelled Sosnovka, Uty, Balakleya, Izyum, and Bolshie Prohody. In the morning and late in the evening, the RF armed forces attacked targets in Kharkiv. Artillery also hit enemy positions in Dergachi, Russian Lozova, Russian Tishki, Odnorobovka, Korobochkino, and Chepel. There are no significant changes in the front line in the Bakhmut, Artemovsk, direction. In Soledar and Bakhmut, positional battles continue on the outskirts. There are clashes in Kodem, where Wagner PMC assault teams are trying to force the enemy out of the western part of the settlement. In the Donetsk direction, Allied forces are fighting in the suburbs of the DPR capital. Assault groups of the 11th Regiment of the NM of the DPR, with the support of armored vehicles, entered the territory of the village of Pervomaysky from the side of the interchange on the ring road south of Pasok. Under heavy artillery fire, units of the armed forces of Ukraine left their strongholds near the western part of the runway of the Donetsk airport. Ukrainian formations again fired at the settlements of the Donetsk agglomeration. In the Zaporozhye region, the armed forces of Ukraine again fired on Energydar in the vicinity of the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant from positions in Nikopol and Marganets. With retaliatory strikes, the RF armed forces suppressed enemy firing points. Intense fighting continues in the Kryvyi Rih direction in the area of Vysokopol and Olgino. Units of the RF armed forces hold the line along the line of the center of Arkhangelsky, the center of Olgino, the southern outskirts of Vysokopol, the southern outskirts of Potemkino, the southwestern outskirts of Novovozhensky. Attempts by Russian units to regain control of the center of Vysokopol were unsuccessful. At the moment, Russian troops are holding defense along the line of the center of Arkhangelsk, the center of Olgino, the southern outskirts of Vysokopol, the southern outskirts of Potemkino, the southwestern outskirts of Novovozhensky. The armed forces of Ukraine do not abandon attempts to break through the second line of defense of the Russian troops and develop success in the southern direction. Servicemen from the field claim that the armed forces of Ukraine are using the UR-77 meteorite, aka Snake Gornich, near Vysokopol. The armed forces of Ukraine are trying to break through the second line of defense of the Russian troops and develop success in the southern direction.